What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action. Fresh off a recent patch with some recent little bit of tweaks to the old Japanese gods. So we're going to see some more attempts at some of these lesser picked Japanese gods, and maybe some less attempts from the more picked Japanese, or who knows, in the left-hand corner of the map, spawning as the blue Noir. It is Izumato. His opponent today, in the red color, playing as Susanoo. His name is Requiem. The map is, of course, Null Shallows. And yes, we're going to be seeing some Susanoo in this one. I love this god. Look, I know he's got a low win rate, and I can appreciate that he was struggling in the last patch. However, his kit has S tier written all over it. Like, you know, you've got Isis. Isis gets all of this stuff and all of these gods and all of these powers and all of this like bonus, and you just look at it and it's like, that god's got S tier potential no matter what happens to her, unless she gets big reworks. You look at a god like Fushi and you go, man, you get that Neja, you get that John Wick. You get all those big god powers, and you go, yeah, that god's got S tier potential on it. Now, Susanoo doesn't really get any of that stuff, but what he does get is favor handed to him. And to me, if you've got the right tools behind all of that favor, or the right power in, say, myth units or god powers, then you've got that potential. Now, the problem with Susanoo in the last patch was you would play into your myth units and it didn't really feel like you were getting rewarded with Bushido. As opposed to Amaterasu, who was going in with her samurai and she was getting over rewarded, and still going to be getting over rewarded in my opinion from Bushido. So, with a little bit of a boost to how the myth units are working, and Requiem opening with what I would consider to be the correct opening build order for Susanoo, which is opening double Miko, so opening up like a second Miko right away when you advance. I think this is correct in all situations where you do not want to go for a fast second talent center. If you want to go for a fast second talent center, it's better to hold off on that Miko and maybe make the decision to get yourself a second and third one just before you advance, if you decide the map is rubbish for a second talent center. Now, this map is Null Shallows. It is normally a pretty bad second talent center map, unless you have things like Earth Wall to save you. But we'll see what's going to happen here. Is Requiem does have himself that Miko queued up, and he's going to be going for 3 Mikos, which I'm currently recommending as the right way to start with Susanoo. I have a big guide coming, guys. A big guide coming for the Japanese, so be patient. I'm going to put it out soon, TM. But we're going to be watching this one. Izumato going through Hull 2. He's going to be dropping down that Earth Wall. He's going to be going for a nice quick second talent center. If he comes over onto this spot and then drops an Earth Wall like on the front here, he can secure this Haunt, this gold mine, maybe this gold mine as well. He's going to drop it on the main base. I don't know if this is necessarily a bad idea from the perspective of I'm playing versus Susanoo and I don't want to get raided too hard and I want to make my life very, very nice, safe, and defensive. We're seeing Minakata Tomi, though, however, for Requiem, which does mean he's not going to be going for those Fox raids. And generally, I would say that Minakata Tomi for Susanoo is a second talent center god. Very, very rare for me to want to go one talent center with this guy, unless I'm going to be going for some sort of fast heroic, which I haven't investigated yet, to be fair. I have not investigated the fast heroic in the slightest for this god, and it might be really, really powerful. So idea would be drop down the Shrine of the Hunt in the main base. You're going to get a lot of food there. You're not going to have to leave your base to go and hunt anything. You're going to be able to go to the heroic age, and then you can start spamming out those really, really high quality Raiju or Oni, depending on what sort of a strategy you want to be going for. As the classical edge comes through, the one Yudo is now out, and this guy's going to be able to deal with this Cheong Chi here. at least make him leave. I mean, he's just going to be flapping around trying to see what's happening. We just see a stable here from Requiem. If Requiem wants to be really, really tricky with it, he's going stable dojo though, so he's not going for the fast heroic. So I'm confused at the moment as to what his actual strategy is going to be. He's getting that crushing waves tech, which is really, really good for his myth units, giving them more speed and more divine damage. But if he wanted to be really tricky with it, he could have sent a villager off into the corner and dropped an armory and maybe faked a stable as well. And then garrisoned one unit into the stable and then went to the heroic age. And that would have been like, ooh, he's going for units. Okay. Meanwhile, on the other side here, we are actually seeing Izamato also going for a classical fight, which is I would say this is also sort of off meta. Like if you go HAL 2, the classical fight doesn't really happen unless you're going 2TC. So both players, in my opinion, are doing something that I don't know if I would say it's slightly unoptimal. Like you can kind of do whatever you want so long as you execute inside of your strategy. It's going to be good. But this would be, yeah, slightly off meta. So whether or not there is a meta or not at this point, I don't know. I would my guess is here. I'm pretty sure I can say for certain that this is an off meta strat from Izamato because we've seen enough China to know this. But yes, nonetheless, the One Udor are actually coming out here for Requiem. And this is interesting. One Udor have got themselves, especially when they get their upgrade, they've got themselves a fairly hefty amount of splash damage. Now, the majority of it does come in the form of Crush, which your opponent's going to have 99% Crush armor. So it's only going to be doing around about 1-ish damage per shot, which is not very much at all. Might not even be that. What's 99% of 19.4? I don't know. It's less than 1, right? So yeah, they're not doing any damage with that Crush. So it's all that Divine and all of that Hellfire, which is doing, how much? It's doing 2.78 Divine over 5 seconds. So you're doing like 3.78 per attack. And you can see these guys take a little bit of a hit. They go down by about, what is that? 6 HP? As we do see the big buffed up Kusanagi here. This thing has been buffed. It is doing some good damage here. And it does force Izamato back, as Izamato is trying to charge after those Pioneers with his cavalry. He's going to be losing these, though, to the Halberdiers. It's probably worth it to keep his myth units alive, because that's going to help him get his Bushido through. He's already up to halfway on that one there, as he does drop that Shrine of the Hunt into his main base. He needs Samurai out immediately. He's grabbing himself out an Onnomusha, which is going to be a nice little help. And then following that up with another Samurai there. Samurai going to be a really good counter to the Halberdier. And trying to make those Naginata riders work here is going to be interesting. Now, while I think that this is generally a difficult composition to make work against China, China's got Halberdier and Fire Archer. So long as it's not through Chi-Yo, I think there is some micro that you've got, some ability, especially with the One Udor in here, some ability to break this composition inside of what Requiem's doing. If you went for, if Izamato had gone, say, for Zhennu, Jenna, then there's less, it's less risky for him, because he's going to have Reincarnation to help him out. He's going to have Chillin to heal him up and all of that stuff. So you can kind of see why I'm saying that maybe this sort of a one town center idea with HAL 2 is a little bit off meta, but we'll see if it's going to work here for Izamato. Requiem, on the other hand, I love this. He's got 5 Infernal One Udor at the moment, and this is a big threat. It's a big threat to Izamato on the fact that these are actually siege weapons. Siege weapons in the classical age means if Requiem catches Izamato out, or if Izamato greeds, basically, and Requiem walks forward and punishes, like, you can't just defend with buildings here. You can't just put a castle down or ballet down, drop forest protection down and expect to hold, because there's going to be 5, 6, 7 One Udor coming through. Nonetheless, more units are coming in. It is only a pre-queued Golmang here, so Nothing to worry about just yet for Requiem. He's not going to be seeing that anytime soon. The Naginata Riders are now medium, going to be pushing forward. We're also going to be seeing medium coming through on the other side here for both the medium range soldiers and the medium infantry, as Izamato just trying to put some pressure on. Random samurai sacrificing his life. No honor here. He is running. He wants out. Got to get that honor. Stay there. Fight till you're dead. Okay, never mind. I don't want to say. More pioneers coming through, halberdiers coming through. He needs a lot here to actually deal with these 1 Udor. They are pretty tanky, 65% pierce armor. Does actually, the more I'm thinking about it from Requiem, the more this is starting to make some sense here. On the fact that there's just no, for Noir, there's just no answers to the Infernal 1 Udor. Well, there he is. The Pioneers aren't doing no damage. Like, they are doing damage. As you can see, after a handful of shots there, 1-1 Udor goes down. But they are high pierce armor. So they're a little bit more effective against, say, like, China than they are against, say, Greek, for example, who can just charge forward with a Heracles and a Jason and probably, like, 2-hit these guys. Nonetheless, the Wolves getting sniped down here in the main base as Izamato wants to get in here. These are myth units, so they will die very, very quickly to those Pioneers. But so far the Susanoo player, Requiem here, has just gotten through the early game. He's got to be feeling good. He is getting quite a lot of Bushido here. He's got himself out all of these Infernal 1 Udor. He's up to 6 now. A fight would be great for him. He's got so much favor here. He can drop another Kusanagi down, and that might help him get close to another Shrine of the Hunt. He's actually up to 4 Miko as well. Drops that Kusanagi down. That's huge damage done. All the Pioneers getting split up as the Pioneers are going to try and focus down those 1 Udor here. The Samurai are going to be able to clean up all of those halberdiers, as well as be able to get on top of those Pioneers as well. But most of the 1 Udor are now down as the Samurai charging forward. There's really not that many fire archers. In fact, there's 0 fire archers here. So these Samurai are going to go to absolute town on the halberdiers. Requiem needs to pull back, and he should have pulled back ages ago. You can see he's got 7 fire archers queued up right now. He knows he needs them, but he just doesn't have the infrastructure right now. Does he have the attachment? He does have the attachment, so he will get them out quickly. Villagers need to bail on this spot. Now the Samurai have got that special ability back, as well as the fact that Susanoo's Samurai are getting that special ability off cooldown 25% faster than everyone else. He charges forward. Villagers are going to be going down here as well. Look at the villager differential. I don't think there was any real significant raids onto Requiem, but he has managed to break through here, and Izamato has to pull back into his wall. He's got the fire archer, so there's no way to break this down. Maybe with Infernal 1 Udor he could, but then the Pioneers can come out and defend that as well. So it's going to be very hard to crack these earth walls, but he doesn't need to. He just got so much value. He's now up to heavy Samurai after that fight. He's grabbing himself Saltwater Spring. Now, the question here is, do you drop a 75 favor Shrine of the Hunt, as well as grab this Saltwater Spring, keep your villagers nice and safe? There's so much hunt on this map that it almost doesn't make too much sense. But you could just get out another couple, and he's doing this. You can just get out a couple Mikos and just drop them onto the hunt and just never eat any of the hunt on the map and just have shrines on them as an idea to keep boosting up that favor. Another idea here would be to drop the 25 favor Kusanagi, which will drop this Shrine of the Hunt down to 50 favor, allowing you to effectively get a free Kusanagi down, if you wanted that Shrine of the Hunt, obviously. Or alternatively, just save the favor, drop a second temple, go heroic age, make a bunch of Raiju or make a bunch of Oni, whichever one you feel like, and go from there. Alternatively, he could go for multiple casts of Thunderdome. Thunderburst. They should change that. I got to petition them to change that, the name of that to Thunderdome. Thunderburst is kind of lame, no? Is that just me? Am I the only one who thinks that? I think I am. I might be the only one who thinks that. Anyways, more Miko are coming out. And the fact of the matter is, he's going to have 6 Miko, and he's only behind by a handful of villagers, which is such a big deal when you're up against this. Oh, he's going to go for a forward Shrine of the Hunt here. I love this. Charges forward, secures this gold mine. Maybe come up onto this side and do the same. You can't get 2 Shrines of the Hunt down, though. But the Samurai charging towards their death. Those fire archers are scary. Of all of the ranged units in the game versus infantry, and maybe you guys can tell me in the comments what you think about this, the fire archers are the only ones that truly, actually fire archers and Carballister are the only ones that truly counter the samurai. Toxotes don't really. What else is there? Actually, chariot archers aren't terrible against the samurai either, but Toxotes don't really. Arcus don't really. Throwing axemen do, but they aren't really archers. They're a little bit different. Arcus don't really. Yumi archers don't really. So you're going to have a nice time here against those samurai with those fire archers a lot of the time. But we are going to be seeing there is the Raijin. So he is going for Raiju. He's not going for Oni. What he does need, though, is he needs to take, like, this is something that I've realized with Susanoo. You have to take, like, all your villages, not all of them, like, leave, like, 10 villages or 8 villages on food. The rest need to just jump over onto gold. And then you need to drop a second temple down. Because look at this. He's got 82 favor. You want those out immediately. And what's going to happen is, with the Raiju that's coming out, or he's just going to go for a 1 Udor, I don't know. But if he's going Raiju, then he can just spam out those. Then you're going to be able to get to the next tier, which is going to give you even more favor, which means you need to spam even more out. So you need to have that second temple out. As Requiem says, it's time to charge forward. There will have to be a forest protection getting dropped down here. Izamato not putting it down just yet. He drops this down, and there goes the forest protection on top of the Imperial Academy here as well. As the army, I don't know how you can really control any of this during this fight because of the Thunderburst, but Requiem here, or Izamato, excuse me, can just simply garrison. He shouldn't have too many issues here. But the Kusanagi comes down, and now the 1 Udor are going to be absolutely deleting the ballet. The Pioneers get sent packing here, and they're not attacking those infernal 1 Udor at the moment. The army of Izamato just simply not working here. The Raiju coming through, breaking some stuff down. Imperial Academy going to be the next thing to fall here on this attack, as the Raiju will be able to take out some more villages. He's still not going after the Imperial Academy, which is getting constant damage done on this. It's not a lot, but I mean, it kind of is as well. But now the 1 Udor are actually getting targeted down by some Pioneers. They might actually end up falling here, and Requiem does need to retreat back. He's halfway there to that next tier as well. How much more XP? He needs another 12,000 XP. It's not that much at this point in the game, and you can see how fast it's coming through now. These myth units were buffed, so then they're actually working 2x towards that Bushido. So it feels so much better to pump these units out. Is he still pump? Is he going for Raiju? I think so. It looks like a second one, though. He's going to be throwing it away, unfortunately. This unit is such a beast. Such a beast of a unit. One unit here that Izamato desperately needs is that this guy here. I can't remember how to say it. What is it? Jiang Xia. He needs that guy. He needs it like yesterday. Nonetheless, a town center now coming through for Requiem as he says, I've got an advantage. I've got the gold staff happening here. Another ballet is going to come up for Izamato as he's going to try and hold on this position. The 1 Udor numbers are still here. He's going to heal them up with this forward hidden Miko. I love this idea. Random Miko off onto the side. And you're good to go. Just retreat your units back there. He's still... I feel like he's still building Infernal 1 Udor, which is kind of wild. Maybe the 1 Udor are just OP, and you just need to go them with Susanoo. And they've just been being slept on for the past 3 weeks. And it's not like they're definitely not a bad unit. They're just kind of... I would always want to move away from them when I get to the heroic age. Nonetheless, there's 95 favor in the bank. He needs another 50 favor for the Thunderburst. He can obviously drop down another Kusanagi at 30 favor and make that a thing. Another unit here that I think Requiem is maybe missing at the moment. He probably doesn't actually need the Naginata Riders anymore. Probably a better unit at the moment would be the Yumi Horse Archer. Unlike the Yumi Archer, the Yumi Horse Archer is going to be able to absolutely clean all of this stuff. And then he doesn't have to worry about those halberdiers because he can kite them a little bit. Especially because he's got samurai as a front line as well. But nonetheless, he's still going for this. And he's still pumping out Miko. I love the focus here from Requiem. He's just like, yeah, I've got... Why not? Like, I mean, this guy here, 0.04. That's not that... Just give me more favor. 0.05. Yes, please. Over here, this one's 0.03. It's getting nothing. She's getting nothing. This one over here, 0.06. It doesn't matter. You just need these guys out. I love this from Requiem. Just the focus on favor is so good. Town center coming up for Izumato on the top here. As now, is this going to be Shinobi? No, he does make a... I think this makes the most sense. Yumi Horse Archers to deal with the Fire Archer, to deal with the Halberdier, while also having some frontline Samurai. The Naginata Riders aren't going to be able to counter these White Horse Cavalry, but at least they'll be able to kind of chase them down to some degree. As a town center now up for Izumato. And the game continues along here. Requiem moving forward. And he can actually just take this town center down. He's got so much more population than Izumato. The Izumato's army isn't looking that much worse at the moment. Does have his Jianxia in, so that's going to make those one Yudo a little bit less powerful. You can see if it's in range here, it's going to lower the actual damage of these guys by a little bit. Does it actually slow? Yeah, it does. There you go. He's in range down to 40 instead of 50 or something. Yeah. As the Kusanagi comes through, and Requiem, I think his army is just so strong right now, and there's not a whole lot that Izumato can do to hold this. He's trying to snipe down those infernal one Yudo. Garrison Micro here is going to be so key. In one side, out the other side. The one Yudo can come through and try and just take out the town center to prevent this. As he pops over to the other side, but now the Naginata Riders are all over this. And he's also got Shinobi that can be used to start throwing torches at the town center, and that town center is going to go down. Heroes popping out, sniping one Yudo, going up to the next one. The Fire Archers popping out over here as well, but all Requiem needs to do is just take that down, and then those Fire Archers will fall. The heroes will fall as well, and the game is looking very much in the hands of Requiem. In fact, it's so much in the hands of Requiem that Izumato decides to tap out here. Loved this game. This game was a lot of fun. I do think that Izumato, inside of this strategy, I think he was a little bit odd going for how to here, and then also going for the classical fight. But Requiem showing a little bit of spice here. I like this. This is some really strong Susanoo play. He was buffed. The Kusanagi is going to be the big important feature, I think, for playing this god, giving you a nice advantage, and all that other good stuff. And then you can see he could 100% drop Shrine of the Hunt now as well onto one of these sort of shrines in the main base to make that Miko work a little harder. 32 favor, get some more hunt in here. You don't have to eat it because you've already got your farm set up, and that's going to boost up the resources or the favor income even more. Lowers the Thunderburst down, lowers the Kusanagi down as well. You can use those multiple times. He didn't quite get the champion, but he would have had an extra 100 favor coming in to drop that next god power down. And look, I know that Susanoo is not, or was not, the best god in the last patch. But I'm going to keep saying it. S-tier potential inside of this god. Maybe he's there now. Not necessarily S-tier, but he's like in a really good spot. But he's going to take time to work out. You can see how wild Requiem is playing here. It's nothing. It's like nothing you've really seen. He goes so hard on these beat calls, and it's not quite like Atlantean, which is, well, I don't have to sacrifice eco to get the oracles out, right? I just get them out of the temple when I feel like it. It's a little bit easier. And with with Susanoo, with Japan, you have to go, ooh, do I really want to sacrifice 3/4 of a villager here, or 2/3 of a villager here? Yeah, maybe. No, maybe I'll wait until I have 50 and then I'll get some. I'm not getting to 50. Oh, maybe I'll wait till I get 100. Okay, now I'm at 100. Now I'll spam out my Miko. It's too late, right? So I love the way Requiem played here. Definitely a way to try it. There was one Yudor and what was it? Naginata Rider Samurai with the Kusanagi. Definitely something to try in your games. I'll give it a go for myself as well. If you guys enjoyed this one, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next game.